get your passport and go. Just to go and see how other cultures live. Just walking them on the street and saying hi, you know, or hola, when I remember that I'm not in America. Yeah. Hi, I'm Carla. This is my first time being in Mexico. I'm actually in Valladolid, the Yucatan.
Yep.
Alrighty. And with my great friends Seth and Lauren from Extravaganza.
Alright.
Subscribe, guys.
Okay, first week down in Valladolid. We absolutely love it here so far. Exciting news, my brother Joel and our friend Carla are actually visiting. I'm walking to meet them at the bus station here in downtown Valladolid right now. Lauren stayed back at the Airbnb. She had a work shift. But yeah, super excited. It's actually Carla's first time out of the country. So I'm so excited to know what she thinks about Mexico so far. They were just in Cancun. They spent the night there. So this is their first time in the Yucatan state. I wanted to introduce you guys to my great friend Carla because I think her story is very inspiring and could motivate all of us to get out and do more in our communities, meet more people, and live a little differently. So I first met Carla through my brother Joel, who she's roommates with in Atlanta. They also collaborate together with many nonprofit organizations in Atlanta, like giving out food to families in need and being youth mentors.
And I don't want to step on Nike's toes, but they got a good phrase when they say, just do it. If I commit myself, I try to rise to the commitment.
Right.
So that's pretty much the thing that does me. And I enjoy helping people anyway. For me, helping people is a passion. I love to see the look on a person's face when you've done something that actually helps them. I don't believe in waiting for holidays. I'm like, if a person is cold and you can give them a coat,
yeah,
give them a coat. Well, you know what? Even back before Katrina, back when I was raising my kids, that's pretty much the way I raised my kids. If there was somebody we could do something for, we just did it. If it was give somebody a ride somewhere when we had a vehicle, you know, give them a ride. I know there were times when my kids and I would cook meals and stuff and deliver to people. I actually worked for Meals on Wheels for a while. And while I was working for Meals on Wheels, I came in contact with people who didn't have family and stuff, like for holidays and things like that. So we would take them a holiday meal. My grandmother was that type of person. She was one of those people that she hated to see, like especially children doing without, you know, if she could help them, you know, and she passed that on. Yeah.
A native of Louisiana, Carla moved up to Atlanta just after Hurricane Katrina in 2005. She's a mother to 7, and several years ago, she decided to adopt an alternative living lifestyle that she refers to as mobile living, where she lives in between Airbnbs. She does this not only to save money and give herself more flexibility, but also to meet more people and be more involved in the communities around her.
I want one of these. I want mine in baby blue.
Ever since I met Carla, she's been out almost every day on top of her day job, making things happen in the community and doing things for other people. This is through her own nonprofit organization called Love Without Limits and through many other nonprofit organizations in the Atlanta area.
It's unbelievable to me how, you know, in our country, you know, a person can work 2 full-time jobs and still be barely able to pay the rent and buy groceries.
It is.
You know, especially if they have kids. So when I wasn't working with an actual program or something, I would always like volunteer with different organizations and things like that. I worked with a veterans program for a housing program for homeless veterans for about 6 years. A couple of years ago, I decided to go mobile with my living style, which is Airbnb.
One example of her kindness in the way she chooses to live her life is just after a few months after meeting Lauren and I, she actually found a bag that she thought would be great for our gear and bought it for us as a gift. And as long as I've known her, I see her doing these things constantly without recognition or really wanting recognition, but just to be doing them.
I like helping people and I like giving gifts. Yeah. And I think helping people is along the same line as giving a gift.
On top of that, she is now a world traveler. She got her passport back in 2015, but she's wanted to travel for as long as she can remember. But between putting her kids first and other things happening, she was just now able to travel for the first time outside of the US in 2021.
I think, when I was like your age, I thought that by now I would have seen the whole world. Yeah. But, life didn't work out that way. Mm-hmm. And like I said, back in 2015, I'm like, man, time is a passing. My first son was born when I was 21. Mm-hmm. And once you get kids, once you start getting kids, it's not about you anymore. Mm-hmm. So it became, and then I ended up with all my kids plus some, and then taking care of my mama, and time passed. Yeah. And I think that often we don't realize how fast time is passing, and before you know it, it's another century. Yeah. I actually have 5 birth children and 2 adopted, my niece and nephew. Our life was just it's an adventure and a trial. Yeah. When you have a lot of kids and stuff, and but my kids are great. And my oldest were teens when my grandfather got ill, and they were a great help. My oldest kids were a great help. I think I was always one of those kind of neighborhood type moms, and I think I've always had, I don't know what it is, I've always had the mom vibe. I like that. Even though according to my kids, I was the meanest mom in the world. that's but everybody else's kids were like, ah. Yeah. One of my kids has told me, Mom, you cannot adopt any more children. Yeah. My kids and I, we would just go on weekends, check in a hotel somewhere so they could swim in a swimming pool, and we did like tourist attractions and stuff like that, and but we did quite a few road trips. Yeah. Any opportunity that we had. I think anywhere you go, just treat people like people and like you want to be treated. Doesn't matter where you are. Yeah. Treat people like you want to be treated. And I think people can feel that. Even when I'm not speaking the language, a lot of times when I walk up to people out here, they're like, oh God, what, this is an American. What does she want? And I'm holding my screen up with the little translated phrase, and they're going in, and I'm like, and I'm smiling, I'm going, I don't know. It took like 4 people to help me get a taxi this morning, but they all got together and talked to each other, and I got a taxi. Yep. So different is not bad. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's a good thing.
Feeding the dogs.
Yes, indeed.
Feeding the perros.
That good? Is it good? Yes, most definitely. I want to go to some other countries, and I want to travel within the states too. Hopefully, the ticket prices will stay down. Right. Yeah. I personally, I don't really need the tourist attractions. I wanted to get into the cenotes here, because the mineral waters, because of I literally have body pain 24/7, and I wanted to see if those mineral waters would be of any assistance. My favorite part, yeah, just the peacefulness, the spaces where you can find really peaceful energy.
Carla is a rare person because in a world where society is pulled towards a stagnant lifestyle, Carla chooses to be a running river of kindness, energy, and action. Look for her YouTube in the near future called Deep Fried Crazy, because on top of spreading kindness everywhere, Carla also likes to cut up and have a great time with everyone.
I am deep fried crazy.
Yeah. I look forward to hearing about her travel adventures in the future and helping her serve communities around Atlanta and beyond.
My oldest daughter, Trellis, probably one of my fondest memories of my observing my kids giving of themselves to other people is one of her friends' grandmother's birthday came up, and she actually, at age of like 13, she baked the lady a cake at home for herself. And I mean, we could have bought a cake or whatever, but she wanted to give of herself. And I think, of all the things my kids got out of the way I raised them, is that my kids are helpful people, and I think the world needs more of that.